So I'm just trying to pull up here our last session. It was a fascinating session, and we talked about the pyramids. Here it is, I'm finding it now. And we had a lot of comments about that. And Ra blew my mind with the information, and it made so much sense. I'm wondering now that that information is getting out to the world and people are realizing that there's more to the pyramids than ever before. I think many of us knew that. I was wondering how Ra can take a pulse on the energy about the pyramids and the information, how it's being understood.
A moment. There are pyramids in every part of your sphere. Each pyramid is housing instructions. The instructions are continuously being disseminated across the sphere. However, this time-space coordinates instructions are being inserted per se into your water systems via the planetary sphere's vibration. Initially, the pyramid served as the instructions to allow the sphere to form itself into a vibrating, emanating instrument. At your time-space coordinate, this instrument, this sphere is emanating instructions continuously. This is the reason why we have indicated that the grounding is of use, as the instructions are now emanated by the planetary sphere. However, these pyramids, each one positioned on your planetary sphere, is housing instructions.
Each one is it housing different instructions, specific instructions?
This is correct.
Can you give us an idea, for example, the pyramids in Egypt or the Giza pyramid in Egypt compared to, let's say, a pyramid in Mexico?
This is dependent on the civilization that was in its vicinity during the initial instructions. These pyramids, the Egyptians, time period, instructed much of this more instructions that are for growth of civilization in a more mathematical and construction with many developments in a civilization that can bring forth more tools per se that are useful in building. The instructions that are of this Latin culture in Mexico is very much geared towards this agriculture with food and medicines and traditions that are very much connected to the angelic beings, which allowed for growth in a more spiritual manner that allowed for great awakenings in this particular region.
Fascinating. Off the coast of Okinawa, southern Japan, there are pyramids were found several years ago underwater. Could you give us a little information about those pyramids?
There are many old traditions that this area houses much information that is more of an artistic cultural difference, which allows for the peoples to have many emotional capabilities that are expressed in artistic forms.
Fascinating. Would they be in alignment with the period of time that we call Lemuria?
This is correct.
Hmm.
The period of time during this time-space coordinates of the Lemuria is one that is of great passion with great artistic emotional capabilities that emanated great emotion that allowed for the incarnates to have many connections with each other in telepathic forms that grew of greatness. It is a fantastic period.
Yes, I'm producing an event in Mount Shasta. The second year we're doing this, the Lemurian Life Expo, which is to help remember those times and bring those energies back to our current space-time continuum.
It's very nice. This time period is a great vibration emanated by tools created. Many instruments emanating vibrations.
When you say tools, can you explain what kind of tools?
Forms of instruments like your musical instruments creating vibrations of harmony.
Mostly stringed instruments, or would they be of a different construct?
Many. One moment, we must find the name. They are more metallic of instruments, tell origin with the hitting and creating vibrational music.
Like a gong?
Mm. Hmm. And this is perhaps more correct. However, smaller is holding in the hands.
Interesting. We have the instrument, the hand pan, where you tap a metal instrument and it makes a soothing sound.
We do not know. It's possible. Making music this way, it is a sound emanated, creating balance, used to generate energetic frequencies of light and love. It is also very useful in the healings of imbalances.
We also have Tibetan sound bowls where they can uh, hit them or rub an instrument next to them and they vibrate, creating harmony.
This is more accurate of traditional Lemurian sound music.
Some friends of mine, actually the co-producers of the Lemurian Life Expo, recently came to Japan and brought some crystal sound bowls uh, that are of similar nature to the Tibetan bowls, but made of crystalline material. Would this also be a technology used during the Lemurian times?
One moment, we will try to describe it one moment. There's the interference one moment. Channel is curious. There are many variations of musical instruments. There are some that are similar to your violin that was used with no strings, however, a more metallic structure that vibrates a frequency when the rod-like structure would rub against the metallic structure. I'm not able to describe it perfectly. The balls that you speak of are useful as well during this time-space coordinate. There are many vibrational tools. There's also a lot of singing with the emanations from the vocal cords coming from the diaphragm, which is harnessing frequencies. It's a very artistic period.
Fascinating. Well, I'm excited to reconnect with those energies and maybe bring back some of those technologies into our current time.
They are here now in your time-space coordinate.
Oh, okay.
It is only that it is not many that are emanating such frequencies during this Lemurian or practiced this musical vibration, which allowed for a great population to have coherence in their vibrational beingness.
I recently had an experience with a harp. Someone in my neighborhood has is a harp master, and um, upon hearing it in such close proximity, it made me think of Lemuria. Was this instrument influenced by the Lemurian times?
One moment. This is correct. There is instruments similar to this structure.
Hmm. Yeah, it has such a wide range of sound that it can produce. I think the player was saying it was the most rangeful instrument on the planet.
Vibrations emanated from tools crafted with intention are very powerful.
Can I'm assuming they can be used for healing?
This is correct. They are used to alter the vibration of space.
Hmm.
Therefore, a tool crafted with and by intention is capable of altering the vibration around its proximity.
You said with intention, so would that mean a musical instrument created, let's say, in a factory type setting with still some intention, but less than a handcrafted, personalized instrument? Would there be a difference there?
This is correct. It is better to make our instrument with the intention of its purpose.
I see. So if one was to make an instrument for healing, then upon making that instrument, then that would be the intention from the start.
This is correct. For the instructions are embedded per se inside of the instrument in order to create this coherence.
There are many talks on the internet and in our community, spiritual communities, about specific frequencies being for healing, like I think 528 or 444, 369. These are different hertz frequencies. Is there something to that? Is there truly a specific frequency that can heal?
This is correct. However, these frequency numbers are limiting. Let us explain one moment. Frequency is a part. One frequency is a part of a whole. Therefore, limiting yourself to one frequency or two frequencies simultaneously is not the whole of the incarnate.
Hmm.
One cellular structure within your physical body can harness and emanate an infinite number of frequencies simultaneously. Therefore, holding 2 rocks, one in each hand, that you have collected from a river or such, and hitting them together will generate a more sophisticated frequency that is more healing. For the intention, when you reach into the water to take the rocks and ask for them to heal you, the waters will emanate this and it will enter into your cellular structure. It is more efficient to create your own instruments. It does not need to be sophisticated. It can be however you desire. It is more useful when the instruments are coming from the nature that are grounded to the earth.
I see.